Hello friends, today I am here to talk about one of the sorting techniques. We all know about sorting. It's nothing but a process of arranging the data in some logical order, and this logical order may be ascending or descending in case of numeric values or in dictionary order in case of alphanumeric values. There are many sorting techniques to sort the elements in an array. Among those, now we are seeing the one technique that is bubble sort. Bubble sort is a famous sorting algorithm. Bubble sort algorithm is used to arrange the elements in ascending order. For that we have to begin with the first element, and the first element should be compared with the second element. If the first element is found greater than the second element, then we have to perform the swapping operation. Swapping means it's nothing but the two values will get interchanged. Now let me discuss this bubble sort with certain example and with respective algorithm. Now let me see the example. If we have n equals to 5, that means 5 number of elements are having in this particular array, and the array elements are 72, 46, 20, 35, 12. Now in the past one, we have the elements 72, 46, 20, 35, 12. In the first equation, according to bubble sort algorithm, we have to compare the first element into the second element. And here first element is 72 and the second element is 46. So we have to compare these two elements. If the first element is greater than the second element, then we have to perform swapping. That is, the two values will get interchanged. Here 72 is greater than 46. So according to bubble sort, we have to swap here. And now for this the result will be 46, 72, 20, 35, 12. Now we have to compare the second element with the next element, and again the same condition is checked. So here we have to compare 72 and 20. Here 72 is greater than 20. Again we are swapping these two values. So the result will be 46, 20, 72, 35, 12. In the same way, next we are comparing 72 with 35. Here 72 is greater than 35. So we are swapping. And we get the result 46, 20, 35, 72, 12. Next we go with 72 and 12. Here 72 is also greater than 12. So we are swapping. Now the result is 46, 20, 35, 12, 72. So this is the result for past one. And here we can observe that the largest number is in the last position. Next we go with the past 2. Next we have to repeat the same process as in past one, and we have the elements as 46, 20, 35, 12, 72. Now here we have to compare 46 with 20. Here 46 is greater than 20. So we are swapping these two values. And we get the result as 20, 46, 35, 12, 72. Next we go with 46 and 35. Here 46 is greater than 35. So we are solving. And we get 20, 35, 46, 12, 72. Next we are comparing 46 with 12. Here 46 is also greater than 12. So we are again starting. Next we get the result as 20, 35, 12, 46, 72. Next we are comparing 46 and 72. 46 is less than 72. So we don't want to swap here. No swapping. And the result will be the same. 20, 35, 12, 46, 72. Here we can observe that the last two largest numbers are in last two positions. Next we go with the past three. Next we go with the past three and we have to repeat the same process. And we have the elements 20, 35, 12, 46, 72. Here we are comparing 20 with 35. Here 20 is less than 35. So we are not swapping. So here there is no swapping. We get the same result. Next we are comparing 35 with 12. Here 35 is greater than 12. So we are swapping. And we get the result 20, 12, 35, 46, 72. And again we are comparing 35 with 46. Here 35 is less than 46. So there is no swapping. No swapping. And we get the result 20, 12, 35, 46, 72. And the last two numbers are in their positions. So we don't want to compare. And we observe that the last three numbers are in ascending order. Next we go with the past four. And we have elements 20, 12, 35, 46, 72. Here we are comparing 20 with 12. Here 20 is greater than 12. So we are swapping. 12, 20, 35, 46, 72. Next we are comparing 20 with 35. We observe that 20 is less than 35 and next 35 is also less than 46 and 46 less than 72. So here there is no swapping. And the result will be 12, 20, 35, 46, 72. And this is the result after pass 4. Thus we get the final sorted list. Here if n is the number of elements in an array, then we have to perform n minus 1 passes to get the sorted list. And if I is the pass and n is the number of elements, then each pass we have to perform n minus I iterations. N minus I iterations are comparison to get the final result. And we have to use the nested loops in the outermost loop, that is I for the passes, and in the innermost loop, that is j. J for the comparisons done in each and every pass. Next, in the same way, the same procedure is repeated until we get the n minus 1 pass to get the final sorted list. To get the final, and this is the final result, and which is in ascending order. Next, we go with the algorithm. Now we are seeing the bubble sort algorithm. These are the I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. This is the algorithm for bubble sort. And here we are passing only two parameters. One is for array name and second one is for the array size. And that means number of elements in the array. Here we are using two loops. Outermost loop and innermost loop. Outermost loop is used for passes and innermost loop is used for the comparisons. And this is the condition we have to check. If this condition is satisfied, we have to perform the swap operation. This swap function will interchange these two values. That means the swap function is used to interchange the array elements. After swapping, for the swapping we have to use the third variable, that is temp. This temporary variable is used to interchange the values. For suppose if we have a equals to and b equals to 30 and the third variable is temp, and the logic for swapping is temp equals to a equals to b and b equals to temp, and we get this as temp equals to a. A means here a value is 10. So temp equals to 10. The same way a equals to b. B means b value is 30. And b equals to temp. And here we are having temp value as 10. So b equals to 10. Here we can observe that a and b values will get interchanged. In the same way, the swapping operation will be performed if the condition is satisfied. Next, let me discuss the program for clear understanding.
This is the program for bubble sort. First, we have to include the header files, and here I am including the two header files. Next, we are writing the main function. In the main function, first we have to declare the variables. Here I am declaring ij for loops, and n is the array size to store the size of an array, and temp is the temporary variable which is used in swapping function. Next, a of 20. A of 20 is the name of the array. Then we have to read the array size, and it can be stored in the variable n. Then we have to read the elements into an array. For this I am using the loop. For I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, and these elements are stored in these array elements are stored according to their location from a of 0 to a of 4, because we are having n equals to 5 in the above example. Next, we are using the nested loops for performing the bubble sort. Here I am using two loops. For I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. This is the outermost loop for the passes. Immediately for j equals to 0, j less than n minus I minus 1 j plus plus. This is the innermost loop for the comparisons. Next, this is the condition if a of j is greater than a of j plus 1. If this condition is satisfied, we have to perform the swapping operation, and we know that this is the logic, and this is the logic for swapping. Then close the inner and outermost loop. Then print the elements in an array. For printing, I am writing the loop for I equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Here we are printing the elements from the location a of 0 to a of 4. But these elements are printing after sorting. So we get the sorted list of elements. Sorted list of array elements. So this is the simple program to perform the bubble sort. We are using the variables. First we are declaring, then we are reading the array size and array elements, then we are using two nested loops. One is for the passes and second one is for the comparisons. Then the condition is checked, then the swapping operation is performed if the condition is satisfied. Next we are printing the elements after sorting. Then we get the output in this way. First we have to read the array size, that is 5. Next we have to read the array elements. Since the array size is 5, we are reading the 5 elements. After sorting, we get the sorted list in ascending order. In this way, we can sort the elements in ascending order. This is the simple program for sorting the array elements of an array in ascending order.
Now we will see the time complexity for bubble sort. Time complexity. Every algorithm requires some amount of computer time to execute its instructions to perform the task. This computer time required is known as time complexity. In the simple way, we can say that time complexity is the total time required by an algorithm to complete its execution. Now we see that in the above example, we have 4 passes. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we know that for the first pass, we are having the n minus I comparisons. So, here we are getting 4 comparisons. And for the second pass, we are getting 3 comparisons. And for the third pass, 2 comparisons. And for the fourth pass, we are getting 1 comparison. Here we can observe that the pass number is increasing and in the same way number of comparisons are decreasing. We can calculate time complexity as, here these comparisons are getting by n minus 1, n minus 2 up to 1. So, time complexity means the total amount of time required for its execution. So, we are adding all these. N minus 1, n minus 2, so on up to n, which is now the sum of these series is n into n minus 1 by 2, which is nothing but what? N square. And it can be read as order of n square. So the time complexity is how? So the time complexity for bubble sort is order of n square. So finally we have discussed the bubble sort with respective algorithm, with some program and with its time complexity and with certain examples. Thank you.